Hi, this is Swan with Swan Amity Studios, and welcome back to stitching out all of the decorative stitches on the B-77 Bernette. Today's video is starting with stitch 140. We have dropped down and we have our centering line aligned with the center of our foot. Let's go ahead and get started. Now this is one you're going to want to pay attention to as it goes through the machine because it is going to move the fabric back and forth in the machine a lot. You can even see how the fabric is kind of bunching up as it goes towards the foot anytime that it backs up the stitch. So focusing on making sure we stay well aligned as we go through the machine is going to be important. Still, I think this one has a lot of merit. I'm really enjoying what it's looking like already. And we're coming to the end of our stitching line here. Let's stop there. Bring that just a little more in towards the center and let it finish. Good. Now this one is giving us that wiggle that we saw in some of our videos not too long ago. We're getting an empty leaf and we're getting a filled leaf. Now I like that. I think that's really nice. Let's flip it over and take a look at our tension, which looks pretty good. We could maybe clean that up a hair, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and mark that as stitch 140. Remember, these are just nice indicators on all of your stitch outs to tell you what exactly did you gain from that. We're starting in the middle with this stitch and tell you what you could go back to with a quick visual without having to go through your whole machine to find the thing you liked again. Now, here we are going to move over to 141, which is a similar stitch, but this time we have a very simple, kind of delicate floral addition and not a leaf. We're going to get a line there and put our needle down, and let's get started. So again, because we have that little bit of a swirl or wiggle in the stitch, we're just watching to make sure that we're staying aligned all the way through. And I like that this one is a speedy stitch out, very quick. Let's pause there. Now with this one, you can see we're getting that little chicken foot out there. You could think of that as a delicate flower. You can think of that as a little bird track. I think there's a lot of different ways to imagine that. And it might depend on how it's oriented in your project. Once again, we noticed that that was a really quick stitch out. And with this one, just like our previous one, we are starting in the middle. This is number 141 and the default stitch. We are going to move right along to 142. All three of these today are going to be a little similar. Let's go ahead and move down in there and needle down and let's stitch. Now for your stitch library, I'm sure you're already going on this, but if you haven't gotten started yet, think about choosing a fabric you can see your stitch on really well and a highly contrasting thread so you can really see what you're up to. And it can absolutely be a thread you just don't care for that much. Now, of course, I'm using one I like quite a bit. But you don't have to. When you're doing these stitch libraries, you can use up thread that you just have lying around, or maybe you just have a little left on the spool. Now see, I like that too. That's very nice. You can see a little bit of the jagged edge there, a little bit of a flower, almost like a tulip. Very nice. I'm liking that a lot. Let's go ahead and mark that one, 142. This one again starts right in the middle. You can see where our starting point is there and is the default size. That's one I would definitely like to try larger. Thank you for joining me today. As we continue to work on all of our decorative stitches, stay tuned. We have quite a bit more to go on our fabulous B-77 Bernette.